What's up, everyone? It's R-Tik Jack, and welcome to my top 25 favorite films. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you I'm going to be telling you the name of the movie, the rank on my top 25, the MPAA rating, and the common sense age rating and star rating. And also in addition to that, what I think that it actually deserves, the ratings I think it actually deserves. Anyways, okay, so starting off with number 25, we have The Rock. Common Sense gives this movie a whopping 16 and up. And frankly, I think it actually deserves the 16 and up. It's a violent movie. It's got tons of profanity in it, but it's a good movie. I don't know if I already said this, but it's rated R. And it's got Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, and Ed Harris. So I actually really enjoyed watching that movie because it's a great action movie. And anyways, Common Sense gives it 3 stars, whereas I think it deserves 4 stars. Right, anyways, I actually think it's a 15 and up. I said 16 and up is probably correct, but no, I think it's actually really just like a 15 and up. But that would be strange because, I'm not 15 yet. But I will be. I will be in a couple weeks. Today is September the 25th. It is 11:21 in the AM. Anyways, now on to number 24, which is The Return of the King. So The Lord of the Rings Return of the King it's rated PG-13. Common Sense, I believe, gives it a 12 and up and 5 stars. I believe it actually deserves the 5 stars. And it is actually, in my opinion, a 13 and up movie, because that is insanely violent. Right here, I'm just gonna check. I'm gonna check it on Common Sense. Alright. Checking on my phone. Dear Evan Hansen came out. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was coming out so soon. I'll have to watch that eventually. Okay, anyways. The Return of the King. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Yeah, it gets 12 and up. Yeah, it's PG-13. Yeah, it's an epic movie. It's got Sir Ian McKellen, Viggo Mortensen, Elijah Wood, and Sean Astin. And also Orlando Bloom. It's got a great cast. It's a great story. And I just think that whole series is perfect in every way, but it still ranks pretty low because there are a lot of movies I think that are better. Anyways, on to number 23, which is The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. This is Chapter 1 of Lord of the Rings, whereas Return of the King is Chapter 3. I forgot to mention that. That one also gets a 12 and up, I believe here. I need to check. I can't remember the age ratings. Gosh darn it, Jack. Alright, The Fellowship of the Ring. The Fellowship of the Rind. Seriously, it actually says The Fellowship of the Rind because I suck at typing. Alright, anyways, okay, so, alright, it's 12 and up. It is 5 stars. I also would give it that same rating. It's rated PG-13, as is Return of the King, which I believe I actually may have already said, but still, okay, yeah, it's great. It's a great movie. It also has Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Orlando Bloom, Viggo Mortensen, and Sir Ian McKellen. Great, great, great movie. Those are great Peter Jackson movies. If you have time, read the books first, please, and then watch the movies. Anyways, so, on to number 22, which is How to Train Your Dragon. This movie is rated PG. I know it gets 4 stars on Common Sense Media. I can't remember. It's probably a 7 and up. Let's see. It's 7 and up, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Oh, let's go. I called it. It's 7 and up. Yeah, 4 stars. Okay, yeah, I agree with the 7 and up, but I don't agree with the 4 stars. I think it deserves 5. They gave the second one 5, but they don't give the first one 5. The second one deserves no more than 3 stars. I don't think it's a very good movie. You may think it's a great movie. I do not. Please don't be mad at me. These are... Oh, by the way, forgot to mention, this is completely my opinion. Like, if this was like in reality, everyone knows what number one would be. Hint, it rhymes with the Schmodfather. Yes, rhymes with Schmodfather. It's called Godfather. The Godfather is apparently the greatest movie ever made. I have not seen it. I need to watch it though. Anyway, so yeah, How to Train Your Dragon. It's rated PG. It's a great story. It's a real feel good movie. I watch it I watch it like every 6 months, cause like it's like that is the one of the only animated movies I can watch over and over again and not get bored of. Anyways, on to number 21, which is Blade Runner. That one gets a 16 and up on Common Sense. It's rated R, 4 stars. On. Sorry. So yeah, it's a great movie. It's Harrison Ford. It's a sci-fi noir movie. Yeah, directed by Ridley Scott, and this is not the only Ridley Scott you're going to see on this list, because another Ridley Scott movie, like the one other Ridley Scott movie I have on this list, actually makes my top 5. Like I love Blade Runner. Like I actually watched this movie on a plane. Like and one of the other movies that I watched on this list, I watched it like the first 2 times I watched one of the other movies on this list, I was on a plane. But the second time I watched that movie was on the same plane ride I watched Blade Runner. If you're wondering, you'll find out when I get to number 6. Anyways, on to number 20, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie, Mugen Train. It gets 14 and up on Common Sense. It gets 3 stars. It's rated R. Dear God, that movie is a masterpiece. How could you give Mugen Train 3 stars? It deserves 5. And nobody can change my mind that it deserves 5 stars, because it is an incredible movie. I can't really explain the movie, but like, cause it would kind of, cause like it leaves off right after the end of season 1 of Demon Slayer. Anyways, yeah, it's rated R. It should not be rated R. There's just, I get there's a bunch of blood in that movie, but it's a PG-13 movie. That's what it should be. Like seriously, like the My Hero movies are rated PG-13. Wait, yeah, there's not much blood in those though. Almost, pretty much every single Dragon Ball Z movie is rated PG. Anyways, on to number 19, The Fast and the Furious. It's rated PG-13. Common Sense gives it 2 stars. I think it deserves 4 stars. They have just so much hate for those movies. Like, seriously, none of them have gotten above a 3-star rating. Whereas I think all of them deserve at least a 3-star rating. Except for the second one. That one definitely deserves the 1-star rating. Anyway, so, yeah, it's got Vin Diesel and Paul Walker. And, yeah, great movie. It came out in 2001. Yeah, PG-13. It gets 14 and up. I think it actually deserves a 15 and up. I mean, seriously, like, I mean, I am surprised that Common Sense had the audacity to give it a 2-star rating and something that's just a 14 and up. It deserves the 15 and up. Trust me, it deserves it. You watch the movie and you'll understand. Anyways, number 18 is The Avengers. Common Sense, I believe, gives it a 12 and up and 4 stars, and I actually agree with that rating. Let me check. The Avengers. Endgames. Okay. Is that the old one? Or not? Oh, it's 13 and up. Yeah. Marvel's The Avengers. It's 13 and up. It's got 4 stars, and I think that it does not deserve a 13 up. I think it's a 12 and up movie, because that movie is a masterpiece. That's just incredible. Anyways, on to number 17, which is Back to the Future. Common Sense gives it either a 10 and up or a 12 and up. I can't remember, but it's rated PG. Whereas I think it's an 11 and up. Actually, it's 10. Future. Alright, 10 and up. Yeah. It's a 5-star movie. I believe it. I think it's actually an 11 and up movie and still a 5-star movie. That movie is incredible. I love that movie. Apparently according to the Hollywood Reporter, it's the 12th best movie, whereas in my opinion, it's my 17th favorite movie. I still love that movie. That is a great movie. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. It's a great movie. I love that movie. Anyways, on to number 16, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I know some of you are going to yell at me that it's Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, but no, it's actually called Raiders of the Lost Ark. Look it up. That was the original name. I would never call it Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I would only ever call it Raiders of the Lost Ark because that's its true name, and it sounds better. Not that Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark sounds bad, but I think it's too long of a name. Yeah, I know. I know. Like, the other ones have pretty long names too, but still. Raiders of the Lost Ark is short and sweet, and it doesn't really... And I was about to say it doesn't really tell you anything about the movie, but then I remember... Wait, no. It basically tells you everything about the movie, except for the main character's name. Anyways, it's rated PG, gets 11 and up on Common Sense Media. 5 stars. It definitely deserves that. I watched that movie when I was like 5. I loved it. It's one of my favorite movies. Anyways, on to number 15. Number 15, Star Wars. It's rated PG, gets a 7 and up on Common Sense Media. 4 stars. And dear God, please, why? Why would you give it 4 stars? It is a 5-star movie that redefined science fiction. Okay, in reality, I'm pretty sure that, 2001: A Space Odyssey is considered to be, the definition of, sci-fi. Apparently that's the greatest sci-fi movie ever made. I haven't seen it. I really need to watch 2001: A Space Odyssey, though. It looks like a really good movie to me. Anyways, so yeah. Star Wars got Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill. Great movie. And so it's basically a great it's like a classic science fiction adventure movie, whereas Raiders of the Lost Ark is just a classic adventure movie. Now, these two movies for me are actually pretty darn close to tied. This is actually the closest tie. Yep, number 15 and number 16 are the closest together in terms of how much I like them. Anyways, on to number 14. This one is Inglourious Basterds. This movie came out in 2009. It gets an 18 and up on Common Sense Media. Dear God, it does not deserve the 18 and up. It should have gotten a 15 or 16 and up. Seriously, I get it. It's really violent. But if you think that movie's really violent, wait till you see what my number 3 is. Anyways, it is a pretty violent movie. So it's got Brad Pitt, and it's got Eli Roth. I can't remember all the people who are in it. But yeah, it is Quentin Tarantino's Nazi killing masterpiece. It's a great war movie. It's my favorite war movie given I've only seen 3 all the way through. Those being Taps, Saving Private Ryan, and Inglourious Basterds. Wait, no, and 1917, so yeah, 4. But still, Inglourious Basterds is by far my favorite, because, let's be real, how could you watch that movie and not love it? It gets 4 stars, but I think it should get 5 stars, because that movie is just incredible, and I love that movie. Oh, by the way, it's rated R. And it gets a 5 for language, but I have seen... Okay, Die Hard has, at least 4 times as much language as it, but gets a 4 in language. Now, that is strange, if I've ever seen it. Anyways, now, on to number 13, which is Up. Up is rated G, and it is... I love that movie. It is perfect in every way. And, it's just, it's one of those. It's a really sad movie, but I love sad movies. If you think that's a sad movie, wait till you see what my number one is. That is like my top two movies are both pretty sad movies. Anyways, yeah, it's like a classic tale of adventure and like bonding between between Carl and Russell. Anyways, I'm gonna move on to number 11 now, which is Die Hard. It's rated R. It gets a 16 and up on Common Sense Media. It gets 4 stars. I think it deserves 5 stars. Now, this movie actually at one time was actually my favorite movie. It was my favorite movie for actually a few months. I can't remember what movie dethroned Die Hard though. I'm pretty sure I watched it in the year 2020. Gosh darn, what was the movie that dethroned Die Hard? I actually can't remember which movie dethroned Die Hard. I don't think it was Top Gun. Oh, wait, no, I forgot number 12. Number 12 is actually Top Gun. That movie is rated PG, gets a 13 and up on Common Sense Media. It deserves a 14 and up. That is a great movie. And also, I'm wearing my Top Gun shirt right now. It's got Tom Cruise, Anthony Edwards, Val Kilmer, Kelly McGillis, Tom Skerritt. Great movie. Okay, that movie also is at the time, that movie was also used to be my favorite movie. Die Hard was actually the movie that dethroned Top Gun, but I can't remember what dethroned Die Hard. It may have been Forrest Gump, but I watched Forrest Gump before I watched Die Hard. But I still think that I think I dethroned it. I decided Forrest Gump's a better movie than Die Hard. Still though, yeah. Top Gun. I love Top Gun. Like it's a great story. Like I just love that movie so much. Anyways, yeah, back to Die Hard, which is number 11. It's rated R. By the way, Top Gun I think deserves 5 stars. So still, Die Hard, it's a great movie. It's got Bruce Willis, the late and great Alan Rickman, Bonnie Bedelia. Yeah, great movie. If you have the time, watch that movie. You don't need much time. You need less. You need I think 2.5 hours to watch that movie. Probably less. Anyways, on to the top 10. Number 10 is Toy Story. This movie is rated G. It gets a 5 and up on Common Sense Media. Dear God, I watched that movie when I was 2. It's a 2 and up, and it gets 5 stars. Now this movie is perfect in every way. Trust me. And it's okay. I don't really need to explain Toy Story because, yeah, $10 says that everybody watching this has seen Toy Story. Never mind, I'm not doing that. I don't want to lose $10. I have $10, but I don't want to lose it. But still, everyone's probably seen Toy Story. I love that movie so much. I love Tom Hanks. And Tim Allen does a great job in that movie. And anyways, now it's time for number 9. This movie is one you guys probably haven't heard of. It's called A Few Good Men. It gets a 16 and up on Common Sense Media. I think it actually should have gotten a 15 and up, solely because of language. And it's 4 stars. I think it deserves 5 stars. And it came out in 1992. Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah, 16 and up. I said that already. Yeah, it's got Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, and Demi Moore. It's a classic mystery, military courtroom drama. It's like a whodunit. I love that movie. It's just incredible. I need to check my frames. How many? I have not lost a single frame. Oh, great. Now, of course. I have not lost any frames this entire stream. This is probably the best stream I've ever had. That's great. Anyways, now on to number 8, which is The Dark Knight. Yes, this is hands down the greatest superhero movie ever made. Nobody can tell me different. So, anyways, yeah, it came out in 2008. It gets a 15 up on Common Sense Media and 5 stars. And it's directed by Christopher Nolan. And it's not really Christian Bale's performance as Batman that I love. it's Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker. But then again, I need to watch the original Batman where Jack Nicholson was the Joker, Michael Keaton was Batman. Because, like, I've heard that was, like, a really good one. Anyways, so yeah. It's rated PG-13. On to number 7. Now, okay, you guys are probably going to get mad at me for this. That, like, you're probably going to think that number 8 and number 7 should have switched. I personally think, okay, forget what I said about Star Wars and Raiders of the Lost Ark being the closest tie. This is the closest tie. Number 7 is Inception. Like, it is also directed by Christopher Nolan. 14 up on Common Sense Media, 4 stars, and dear Lord, it deserves 5 stars. It's a 5-star movie, and it is not 14 and up. It's like a 12 and up movie. I mean, seriously. Well, it's kind of violent, yeah, but there's not much blood in it. Seriously, okay. Clearly, whoever was rating this movie had not seen Raiders of the Lost Ark. If Inception got a 14 and up, Raiders of the Lost Ark would have gotten a 16 and up if he had actually paid attention. Still, it came out in 2010, and it's got Leonardo DiCaprio, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Elliot Page, Michael Caine has a small role. Tom Hardy has a great role in that movie. Anyways, now it's time for number 6. And this is the movie I told you I watched on the first 2 times I watched. I was on a plane. It wasn't the same plane. Number 6 is Good Will Hunting. So, it's directed by Gus Van Sant. Oh, by the way, Inception is PG-13. I may have said that. I don't know. But Good Will Hunting is rated R. It gets a 15 and up on Common Sense Media, and it gets 5 stars. So, it's got Matt Damon, Robin Williams, Ben Affleck, Minnie Driver, Cole Hauser, and Casey Affleck. And also Stellan Skarsgård. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. But still. Yeah, great cast. But my favorite character is definitely Ben Affleck's character, Chucky. Like, because he's just a really funny character. And still, like, I enjoy watching that movie a lot. Like, I watched it 3 times. Like, it's a sad movie, but, like, still, it's an incredible movie about how, like, Will Hunting, Matt Damon's, like, growing with the help of his therapist, Sean McGuire, who's portrayed by Robin Williams. Anyways, now we're on to the top 5. Now, this is the other Ridley Scott movie I mentioned. It's The Martian. Now, this is actually still a pretty darn close tie with Good Will Hunting. It gets a 12 and up on Common Sense Media, and it gets 4 stars. 4. That movie is a masterpiece if I've ever seen one. That deserves 5 stars. It's incredible. I love that movie. It's got Matt Damon. It's got a lot of people. Yeah, also, I can't think of anyone else. Okay, Michael Pena, Jessica Chastain, Kate Mara, Sebastian Stan, The Winter Soldier. I cannot remember who plays Vogel. Seriously, I cannot remember. We also got Jeff Daniels, who I loved in Speed. That's actually... I'm actually, like... I like The Rock just slightly more than Speed. Like, seriously, if this was top 30, Speed and A Silent Voice would have been on here. Also, Chiwetel Ejiofor, I can't pronounce his name, but still, yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, great cast. And almost every single character in that movie has been in a Marvel movie. Seriously, like, Matt Damon had a small role in Thor Ragnarok. Kate Mara played the Invisible Girl in the new Fantastic Four, which I do not know why everybody hates. It's a good movie. It's not a very good movie, but it's a good movie. It's decent. And also Michael Pena, we all remember. It's Luis from the Ant-Man series. And then Chiwetel plays Mordo in, I think that's his name, Mordo, in Doctor Strange. And also we also got Benedict Wong, who he plays Wong. Easy to remember. I don't know why it took me so long to remember. Anyways, on to number 4, which is The Matrix. That is a sci-fi masterpiece. It is directed by the Wachowski sisters, I think. Like, it's directed by the Wachowskis. So yeah, it gets 15 and up on Common Sense Media. It's rated R. It should not be rated R. That should have been rated PG-13. And it gets 4 stars. It deserves 5. Every single movie in the top 5 deserves 5 stars, whereas 2 of them actually get 5 stars, and 3 of them only get 4 stars. Common Sense is almost always wrong. Never trust them. Unless it's with, like, Forrest Gump or Pulp Fiction. Those deserve the 5 stars. So yeah, The Matrix, it's got Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie-Anne Moss, Hugo Weaving. They just have... It is a legendary movie. Like, seriously, like... I watch that movie every few months because, like, it is, like I said, my 4th favorite movie. And although, like, this movie also at a time held my spot on my favorite movie, it was then dethroned by Top Gun, but now it's dethroned Top Gun again. Top Gun got dethroned by Die Hard and eventually by The Matrix. It may have actually been The Matrix that dethroned Die Hard. I don't know, it's either that or Forrest Gump. I can't remember though, so don't try to make me remember, please. Anyways, still, yeah, great movie. Number 3, and okay, if you are a young person and you have watched this movie, okay. Alright, number 3 is Pulp Fiction. That gets 18 and up on Common Sense Media and 5 stars. And yeah, it's definitely an 18 and up movie. Seriously. Like, there's this... It's a pretty disturbing movie. And it is very violent. And, like... And a lot of the violence, like... It's played for jokes. Like, the most memorable death is played for jokes. I think that's why it's so memorable. I would tell you the line that comes after, but that would spoil it. You've probably heard the line before if you know a lot about Tarantino. But still, yeah. I watched this movie, actually, let's see, okay, today's the 25th. I watched it 20 days ago. And yeah, great movie. I watched it with my Uncle Van. I actually watched Pulp Fiction the day after I watched Inglourious Basterds. And what's funny is, like, that Friday, I was like, it will be a great day when my parents let me watch Quentin Tarantino films. And that day, they let me watch one. I kid you not. Like, asked, and like, hey, is it okay if I could watch Inglourious Basterds? And they said, yeah, you can watch Inglourious Basterds. And I was like, yeah, let's go. And I watched it the next day. So yeah, I got to watch not 1, but 2 Tarantinos that weekend. Anyways, on to number 2. Number 2 is Forrest Gump. It's rated PG-13. It's a 13 and up on Common Sense Media. It gets 5 stars. And I believe every word, like, that is definitely exactly, that is a masterpiece. That is a wholesome movie, except for the fact that there's a bunch of drugs in it. But still, drugs aside, I love that movie. It's a great movie. Whereas Pulp Fiction is the opposite of a wholesome movie. That is a dark comedy / crime movie that I love, because it's just so darn funny. Anyways, yeah, Forrest Gump. It's got Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, Gary Sinise. Hey, I think that's my friend. It's either Sinise or Sinise. I think it's Sinise. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's directed by Robert Zemeckis. He also directed Back to the Future. And anyways, yeah, there's not really much I can say about this movie because, like, it's just a great movie. All right, number 1. This movie. So number 1 is The Breakfast Club. Some of you may actually be a little shocked by this, because, like, some of you who have actually watched Pulp Fiction and Forrest Gump would think it's not as good as The Breakfast Club. But here's my reasoning behind it. It's a John Hughes movie, so by the way, 15 and up on Common Sense Media. It's rated R. It gets 4 stars. It deserves 5 stars. It's an outrage that doesn't get 5 stars, but still, I love The Breakfast Club because, like, it's a really sad movie, but, like, it's like shows about how like the characters they just grow to become better people, and like it's like I'm like it's a beautiful movie, and like I watched that movie. Let's see, the last time I watched that movie was actually 3 days ago, I think. Yeah, it was 3 days ago, because 2 days ago I watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off again. which is also would have been on my top 30, but this is top 25, not top 30. Nobody does top 30. We only do top 25s, top 20s, top 10s, top 5s, and top 3s. But still, yeah, Breakfast Club, if you haven't seen it, watch the movie. It is a fantastic movie. It's got great acting, and it's like, but the greatest thing about it is that it has almost no story. Like, we just start in front of a high school, and we start in front of Shermer High School as 5 kids. It's a Saturday, and they have Saturday detention, and like, we're not provided any context early in the movie, but if you pay attention to the movie, like like the two hardest one, like, okay, so um like Andrew, Allison, and Brian, like, it's they just, like, it's pretty prominent, like, what they did to get in detention, whereas Claire, like, it's pretty hard to tell what she did to get in detention. But John Bender, that's the hardest one to, like, you have to actually really pay attention to learn what he got in detention for. But still, great movie. It's not, I wouldn't go so far as to call it a wholesome movie, because there is some drugs in it, like, but, like, still, it's a great movie. I watch it every couple of months. Whereas Forrest Gump, I'll actually every 3 months. Anyways, thanks for watching. You made it all the way through.